you to speak hope to someone else. And all I'm trying to tell you is you don't need to have a PhD to tell somebody that God will make a way. You don't need to have no college degree to tell somebody that God will smile upon your face. The clarity that God brought to your situation becomes a lighthouse for others still lost in the dark. Those seasons of darkness wasn't wasted. They equipped you with compassion and the credibility that only comes through experience. Now, I remember what my grandfather used to tell me. He said, son, self-experience is the best experience. In other words, he was telling me that when you've been through something, when you have gone through something, that you can tell somebody how it feels. I shared with them Wednesday night when people lose someone in their life. When they lose loved ones, we have the habit of saying, I understand how you feel. But until you lost a husband, until you lost a wife, until you have lost a child, until you have lost your mother or father, until you lost that person close to you, then you can speak the words, I understand how you feel. We can only testify about the healing from sickness because you've been there. We can testify about restoration and relationships because we've been there. Our testimony isn't just about what happened. It isn't about what somebody told me. It isn't about what I seen. But it's about what happened to me. And like the Samaritan woman who ran back to a village, she ran back saying, come see a man. And come see a man who told me everything I did. Revelation 12:11 tells us that they overcame him by the blood. The blood of the Lamb is a weapon that defeats the enemy's lies. And when you share how God has brought you clarity to your confusion, you offer more than an inspiration. You're inviting others to experience the same sight-giving Savior who opened your eyes. You can tell them that I was blind, but now I see. Finally, my sisters and brothers, I need you that when they ask you, how can I see? I need you to say the words, now we see. It's a powerful thing when God opens your eyes. And I know that you have been walking around and you can see what's in front of you. And you can see what's behind you. But you still are spiritually blind. When the scales fall off your eyes, when the fog is lifted, and when the blind spots that held us back are touched by the Master's hand, life looks different when God clears your vision. And I remember that when I went to see the optometrist, She put this machine in front of my eyes. Number one, number two, she was focusing my blindness. And after I chose between number one and number two, then she would say, is it number three? Things begin to get a little clearer. This is once here we see the blind man in John 9:25. He didn't need seminary degree. He didn't know all of the theology words. But what he did know changed everything. And that was his message that he carried into the world. And to those that are still stumbling in darkness. Throughout the Bible, God brought sight into some marvelous eyes. Come here, Elijah. Elijah was a servant, scared until the prophet prayed, and God opened his eyes to see an angelic army all around him. Cleophas and his champion walked with Jesus on the Damascus road, but it wasn't until he broke bread that their eyes was opened. The Apostle Paul, once known as Saul, was struck blind until Ananias laid hands on him, and then the scales fell from his eyes. Even Hagar, when she was cast out and crying, didn't see her until God opened her eyes to see his provision. Great things happen when your eyes are open. That's when you can really see things with a spiritual eye. When that happens, we'll witness divine possibilities where human eyes can see only problems. When God opens our eyes, we'll recognize heavenly things. Timely, when earth clocks seem to stop, when God opens our eyes, we perceive spiritual growth